everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. The horror movie that I have today is specifically Fear Street 1666. We're gonna get into this review in just a second here, but first I'm gonna need y'all to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon if you want to assist with the new fan film that I'm working on and all my other crazy road trip projects that I now have scheduled, because that last video did very well. Thank you all for that, by the way. Alrighty, now let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, I'm Pennywise, dancing clown.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
You son of a...
God, don't do that.
But sometimes that is better.
So I have pretty mixed feelings about 1666. I think like the first hour is just fine. It's honestly the worst of this entire trilogy. I was honestly pretty bored. I ended up like kind of going on my phone at one point because I'm just like, oh god, this is going on for so long. The biggest problem about it, and like personally I'm not a big fan of folk horror. I think the only thing that's really like close to that I really like am a huge fan of is The Witch, Robert Eggers' film from 2016. I just don't love folk horror. Like, it's just not my thing. The reason I don't really like it so much is because you're dealing with characters who make character decisions based on like that time, and it's so stupid and hard to watch. I'm so frustrated by shit like that, like illogical reasoning, that it just bothers me so much. I can't watch it. Like, it doesn't add to anything for me personally. Some people are like, oh, it makes the story more interesting because it takes place in a different time period. To me, it actually makes it less like less of a horror movie. It makes it more of like a cultural piece, and I'm just not as interested in that as like terror that would happen in today's world. The other thing I did love about it is that it really just over-explained things that didn't need over-explaining. Like, you could have done everything that the first hour of this movie did in like a 20-minute little opener that would set up the rest of the film that would have taken place in 1994 again. You could have explained that Solomon Good was like the person who was behind all the evil this whole time. Oh, it's not actually the witch. Oh, Sarah Fear was blamed and all that shit. Like, you could have done that in like the first 20 minutes, man. Like, the fact that they spent an hour on that with actors from the past playing different characters, the whole thing is bizarre to me. I loved the ending though. Like, I loved the whole last 30 minutes was fantastic. I wish they would have focused more on that. I actually felt like they could have expanded that last 30 minutes into like an hour, where the first half, like the witch part could have been like just 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes at the beginning of the movie. The rest of it should have been in 1994 with the characters we know and love. It made this last movie just so much more enjoyable because like we got to wrap up with the characters that we liked so much, and like honestly 1994 was easily the strongest film from this whole franchise. Like, I liked part 2 because it was basically just like a Friday the 13th movie, but like this one I just especially did not love the first hour of it. I think overall though it was a pretty good twist to say like, oh, it's not actually Sarah Fear who was the witch and causing all this evil in the town. Like, I guess that was kind of unexpected, I guess, because you really didn't think it was a mystery the whole time. You just thought like, oh, how do you defeat the witch? How do you do that? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, boom! It was actually the cop the whole time who's doing all this evil shit. That was actually a really interesting turn of events. I like that everything kind of came together and like they figured it out in the end. It was good. I liked that. That's always fun. A fun way to wrap up your movie. And we got to hang out with the characters from 1994 again, which personally I think are the strongest out of all three of these films. Although I know a lot of you disagree with me on that. I saw the comments for my last review on the second film, which a lot of people loved. I don't know. It was good. Like I said, it was basically just a Friday the 13th movie. I liked 1994 because it felt like its own thing. Instead of just doing exactly what all the slashers from the 80s and late 70s did. I don't know. Like I said, I liked all the child murders in 1978. That's always interesting to me, but that's so fucked up to say. But I did like 1994 the best out of the series, easily. Overall though, the Fear Street trilogy was really interesting and fun to watch. It was almost like getting another season of Stranger Things, but like way more adult. I'm also hoping that this is like Netflix's way of saying like, hey, what if we do a season 5 of Stranger Things, but like in the early 90s? Like a 1991 season of Stranger Things? I would be so down for that. And now that it's been 30 years since 1991, like it's pretty nostalgic now. You're seeing a lot more like 90s things come up in pop culture again because it's like retro now. So like that would be so cool for Stranger Things to touch on that because it's like the retro show. What did you guys think about Fear Street Part 3 1666 though? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching my review of 1666. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. If you didn't see my tweet from yesterday, I will be at the Days of the Dead convention tonight. I am literally so excited for that. I'm gonna probably probably meet Damien Leone and David Howard Thornton from Terrifier. It's so exciting to me. I would really like to. I'm so excited to be in the same room as them. I'm literally shaking with excitement. Can't wait to drive all the way to Indianapolis in like a couple hours. Y'all know I'll be doing a traveling video on that. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Just look up KillJoy Jake and I'll come up. Check out my second channel, Movie Smoothie, where I review everything that isn't horror. I'm currently going over all the new episodes of Rick and Morty, so make sure to check that out by clicking on my little channels tab here, and hopefully you subscribe. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. The link for that will be in the description below, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.